Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and this evening I'll be reviewing the Diet Love incident, the Diet Love Pass incident, or the Devil's Pass. Here I have a very nice copy signed by the man Rennie Harlin himself. My buddy Marco sent me this, which is very cool. So this film is actually based kind of on true events. Kind of. You have an expedition of people from a school who are going to the the Ural Mountains in Russia to kind of follow a story of what actually is a real life incident that happened in 1959 in the Ural Mountains, where there was 9 very experienced hikers who were on a school trip and they went missing. Yeah, they were going on this, they were going up the, like I said, the Ural Mountains, and yeah, they went missing. So friends and family and school members and teachers started a search party when they hadn't returned for like several days, and then eventually the army were involved and things like that, and eventually they started to unfortunately find the bodies. And what appeared to happen is that they found the tent first, and the tent had all their supplies and everything, had their winter clothing, their shoes, their socks and things like this, and they'd ripped their way out of the tent and escaped. There's this pass which was about 1,500 meters away, where it had some clearing, because where they got to on this Diatlov area was actually kind of not where they were meant to be. They'd kind of gone off track and anything. But anyway, this had happened. So it's very strange circumstances, and they'd found, I think it was through different times, they found 6 members who had died of hypothermia. 1 member had his skull crushed in, and then 2 members had like basically their rib cage crushed in or something in their chest, and their eyes and their tongues ripped out. Whether this was before or after death, like, no one knows, and this is kind of never been solved, this case. It opens up every so often, and at the moment I think it is actually open, but they're investigating natural reasons, like what can happen, whether it's like certain wind structures and avalanches and all these different things. So they're not looking into like a criminal thing or anything supernatural. Kind of a mild spoiler where this film kind of tries to go a little bit. But anyway, this film, so we have kind of 2 filmmakers. These are American students, so you have 2 filmmakers. They bring on a sound person on board, and then they get 2 experienced hikers with them. So basically they want to go all the way out here to, obviously, Russia now, former Soviet Union at the time of the original incident. So they want to go to the Ural Mountains, to the Diatlov area, and make a kind of a documentary, and they're documenting every route of what happened. So it's kind of quite interesting to start. It goes along quite well. You have a good mixture of characters, where the film takes us. Like they go into these different places. When they get there, they go to this bar, and it happens to be the same bar where the hikers went before, obviously, like 40 odd years before, or however long it was and stuff, 40, 50 years. Probably even longer than that, isn't it? 60 years or so. Sorry, my math is bad. And yeah, so they're explaining what's going on, and the barman's like, yeah, you have to drink these drinks, there's an omen or something, there's bad omen, something pick up. It's the same drinks that these hikers had before they left. But this is all part of the film, and I don't know if that's true, any of that stuff, like if they went to this bar and had these drinks. I think that's probably fictional, just for the purpose of the film. So anyway, like different things happen. They take a lorry like out there, that they get a local to take them. Takes them in the back of his lorry, which is open air. So in the cold temperatures in Russian during this time of year, which I'm not 100% sure which time of year it is, but it's a very snowy time of year, so most likely winterish kind of time. And anyway, they start to make their way up the mountain. And like I said, there's good interactions between the characters. Nothing like Oscar worthy, but it's okay. And then like strange things start to happen. They kind of losing track of where he is a little bit, but basically they get there too early. Yeah, like the amount of time it should have taken to get there. They shouldn't be there at that point by the time they do get to this pass. And it's like a little bit freaked out, the experienced hikers. They're like, oh, that's not possible. But the other members, they're like, well, we just walk fast. But inexperienced, I don't think, yeah, well, that's just how it goes. There's other little bits that happen along the way, like they see this weather tower, and so one goes up to have a look at what's inside it, and there's this tongue in there. It's like torn off tongue, obviously, and they hear these noises and stuff like that. And it's is it the wind howling or is it something else howling? But it's kind of interesting. And anyway, they're like I said, there's stuff going on. They're hearing things. There's like they wake up the one morning. It's kind of very reminiscent of like different found footage films, like how this kind of unfolds. But anyway, there's all these footprints outside, kind of very Blair Witch, this bit. But they're like a little bit freaked out by it. It's like, well, where did these footprints come from, and where they disappear? And they're like some really big, huge bear footprints. Bear is in no socks, not like a giant bear. Anyway, they're kind of like a bit freaked out by it all and everything. And so stuff's starting to deteriorate within the group, and they kind of want to leave. And the two actual film members, they kind of skulk off to have a look around, and they find this door, this kind of old vault door that is it's shut from the outside, not on the inside. And yeah, things start to kind of go pretty wrong. There's a bit of an avalanche that happens. Some unfriendly people come and start kind of chasing them, so they decide to try and get in this kind of underground cave sort of thing, this area, this lab or whatever it is. That I'm not going to go into, because that's just going to just give the film away. So I think I'm going to stop there, because that's like the third act, and you don't want to have everything spilled out for you on this film, because it's kind of quite light. So you kind of need some kind of, well, what's going on with this? How's it roll out? So yeah, like I said, this is Rennie Harlin. So guy he knows how to make like movies. Maybe fairly generic, some of this film, but I still found it kind of quite interesting. Obviously the locations are really cool. Don't know if it actually is in Russia, but wherever they are, it does look really cold and looks really harsh landscapes, and looks very cool. Yeah, like how everything's filmed. I like kind of found footage things, so I like how it's done, and it's done well. It's like it's filmed correctly. It's not like running around where you can't see anything. It's like kind of steady cam, so it's kind of, yeah, it's handheld stuff, but it's like professional camera people doing the handheld. But like I said, I enjoyed this. I kind of like the whole backstory, because they kind of go into the backstory the whole time, and that kind of keeps fueling the film quite well. And when you see the aesthetics of how everything looks, it looks fine. It looks good. What I meant to say, it looks fine. It's fine is the acting. Nothing Oscar worthy, but it suits, like I said, the script as well. Kind of fairly generic characters, but it's fine for the film. Like I said, it's overall entertaining. It's an above average film, and I would recommend you give it a watch. So anyway, that's my review. Hope you enjoy it. And I think next week we are starting theme week. So this theme week was the one that I got to choose, and we are doing the Child's Play franchise minus the latest one, because we're kind of doing a prelude, getting everyone ready so you can follow our reviews of the first 7 films, and our preps for next month is when I think the release date is for the latest one. So we hope you enjoy that, and see you all next week. Bye bye.